Here we are back in San Diego, and it's the middle of June, and finally got warm enough where I can wear sandals. Yay! Here with Tom Hoffman, Angel Stories. And right now we're going to, Tom had an interesting one at his church and kids.
This occurred fairly recently, last month or so, at Vista Assembly in Vista, and basically they had the kids. They have a school there, and they brought the kids up to sing. They set up this little four step bleachers. All the kids were standing on, and basically it was really pretty cool. All the kids were up there, and they started to sing. And then basically, as they started to sing, I could see, well, actually, they had a worship service going on. Okay. And during the worship service, the Lord appeared to me. And occasionally he does. When he appears, he looks like a Father Time type figure. He came up, and actually he'll stand there and put his hands on my shoulders. And then basically, the kids started to sing. And then I saw angels. It's like behind each of the kids was an actual angel. And in front of, they were like right behind them.
Okay.
And then right in front where there was a woman that was directing the kids, she was the conductor. Jesus was standing right next to her, and he was conducting the angels. So they both started to sing, and I could tell that the singing was like they both were singing together.
Nice.
And I looked back, and the entire church was filled with angels. Like the pew or the entire seats had angels next to it. It was pretty crowded, as well as the people were there.
Okay.
So the song went on.
Really crowded.
Yeah, really crowded. And so they finished the song. And then God was watching it. I've always got the impression that children are really important to the Lord. That He really loves kids, and the angels really love kids. It's something that they're the most special aspect of us is children.
Cool.
It's just amazing. You could tell the love that He was radiating. So basically, the song, they had a beautiful song, and I think there's a few angels kind of floating in the air above, and then the song finished. And they started a second song, and this song was about Jesus as the Lamb. And that was a powerful song, but now I noticed that as that song began, all the angels that had been standing behind the kids had moved off, and they were standing together watching it, and it was only the kids singing. Wow. And Jesus was standing there, and He wasn't doing anything. The Lord was still there next to me. And then as they sang, the church actually kind of like disappeared. And we were there in this huge auditorium. And I could tell it was a gorgeous auditorium. The kids were on stage. And then right next to it, as I looked up, there was like this staircase, kind of something out of these old 20s movies. They did like musicals where people danced on these staircases, and they're huge.
Yeah. And
this staircase kind of looked like it went up at a pretty steep angle. And it was broad, and it was huge, like maybe even hundreds of yards wide, maybe even miles wide.
So you're saying it looked like the stage was transported up into the heavenly realms? And
well, it's like all of a sudden we're no longer in the church.
Right.
We're actually in an auditorium.
Wow.
And I can still see the buildings, but I can tell everything is like now in this auditorium.
Right.
And it's a gorgeous auditorium. And I basically, as they sang, I saw this huge staircase that made of like mother of pearl, or it was just gorgeous.
Okay.
And basically it just went up into the heavens at an angle, like fairly steep angle.
Yeah.
And the entire staircase was filled with angels, just shoulder to shoulder. And I could tell they were just watching their performance, and they were in rapture. I don't know how many angels there was, thousands. It was a huge number of angels, and there were lots of angels in the air floating, and it's like they were enraptured as this song went on. And I could tell that it went up literally into the heavens, and as all of heaven was watching this performance going on, and it was really powerful. God usually doesn't show up very often, and I think that's the reason why He showed up, because He wanted to personally watch the performance, and it was just wondrous to see that,
I've heard that in other stories where people have similar type visions that God, when there's a powerful song like that, I'm getting teary just saying this, but He literally takes the group and transports them up into His throne room, or up into the heavenly realms like that, because He just gets so much pleasure out of hearing them sing.
He rejoices.
Yeah.
And rejoices in their presence. And it's the powerfulness of that experience was the love that He feels for all of us, especially children. the beauty he sees in them, and the wonder he feels in them, and it's just, and the fact that heaven just is miraculous, is enraptured with children. There's also